Everion to my kitchen. Today, we're diving into a true Southern classic. A cake that's bursting with tropical flavors and is incredibly moist and delicious. We're making hummingbird cake. If you've never had it, you are in for such a treat. It's packed with bananas, pineapple, and pecans, and then slathered in the most amazing cream cheese frosting. It sounds like a dream, right? Well, it is, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make from scratch. So, grab your apron and let's get baking. First things first, let's gather our ingredients. For the cake itself, you'll need all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, a little bit of salt, baking soda, and ground cinnamon. The cinnamon is key for that warm, spiced flavor. For our wet ingredients, we'll need some vegetable oil, a few large eggs, and a splash of vanilla extract. And now, for the stars of the show, very ripe, mashed bananas and a can of crushed pineapple. Make sure you don't drain the pineapple. We want all that juicy goodness. Finally, we'll need some chopped pecans. You can toast them beforehand for an even deeper, nuttier flavor, but it's totally optional. All right, let's get mixing. Start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius. Grease and flour 3 9-inch round cake pans. This cake has a lot of batter, so using 3 pans helps it bake evenly. In a large bowl, whisk together all your dry ingredients, the flour, sugar, salt, baking soda, and that lovely cinnamon. Just give it a good mix to make sure everything is well combined. This simple step prevents you from getting little clumps of baking soda in your finished cake. Now, in a separate, even bigger bowl, we'll combine our wet ingredients. Add the oil, the lightly beaten eggs, and the vanilla extract. Whisk them together until they're just combined. Next, it's time for our fruit. Add in the mashed bananas and the entire can of undrained crushed pineapple. Stir everything together. You'll have this wonderfully fragrant, tropical mixture. See, it already smells amazing. Okay, it's time to bring it all together. Gradually add the dry ingredients to your wet ingredients. I like to do this in about 3 additions, mixing gently with a spatula after each one. You want to mix until everything is just combined. Be careful not to overmix. Overmixing can develop the gluten in the flour and make your cake tough, and we're aiming for a super tender, moist crumb. Once the last streaks of flour have disappeared, gently fold in your chopped pecans, and that's it. Your hummingbird cake batter is ready. Now, carefully divide the batter evenly among your 3 prepared cake pans. I like to use a kitchen scale to be precise, but you can also just eyeball it. Spreading it evenly ensures your layers will be the same height. Pop them, you're probably about 30 minutes. You'll know they redone when a wooden skewer or a toothpick inserted into the center of each cake comes out clean. The tops will be golden brown and your kitchen will smell absolutely divine. Once they're baked, let the cakes cool in their pans on a wire rack for about 10 minutes. Then, carefully run a knife around the edges and invert them onto the rack to cool completely. This is a crucial step. You must let your cakes cool completely before you even think about frosting them. If they're even slightly warm, your beautiful cream cheese frosting will melt right off. Speaking of frosting, let's make it while the cakes are cooling. This is the classic pairing for hummingbird cake. You'll need a block of full-fat cream cheese, Savterute, also softe ned. A good amount of powdered sugar and a splash of vanilla extract. In a large bowl, using an electric mixer. Beat the softened cream, cheese and butter together until they are smooth and creamy. Then, gradually add the powdered sugar, mixing on low speed at first to avoid a sugar cloud, then increasing the speed until it's light and fluffy. Finally, mix in the vanilla. Taste it's irresistible. Now, for the fun part, assembling the cake. Place your first completely cooled cake layer on your serving plate or cake stand. Spread a generous layer of that luscious cream, cheese frosting over the top, right to the edges. Place the second cake layer on top and repeat with another layer of frosting. Finally, add the third and final cake layer. Now, you can frost the top and sides of the entire cake. You can make it smooth and perfect. Or you can go for a more rustic, swirly look, which I personally love. For a final touch, I like to sprinkle some more chopped pecans around the top edge of the cake. It just gives a little hint of what's inside, and there you have it. A stunning homemade hummingbird cake. Look at those beautiful layers. The combination of the sweet, fruity cake and the tangy cream, cheese frosting is just out of this world. Let the cake chill in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes before slicing. This helps the frosting set and makes it easier to get clean slices. But I know waiting is the hardest part. This cake is perfect for any occasion, from a family get-together to a special celebration. I promise everyone will be asking for the recipe. Thank you so much for baking along with me today. I hope you give this incredible hummingbird cake a try. If you do, let me know how it turns out in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more delicious recipes. See you next time. Happy Bear King.